Hello, and welcome to Off the Rack. I'm Shelley Beyer, and this is part 4 in the Becoming series. Today, I want to talk about the emotional weight we carry, the rules, the old identities, and how breast reduction quietly asked me to let go. Not all at once, not with a dramatic moment, but slowly, gently, and deeply. There's something about recovery, especially the stillness of it, that invites everything to the surface. You're not moving as fast. You're not performing. You're just there. And that's when the deeper layers begin to surface. The ones I haven't consciously named, but have been living for so many years. Not the loud stories, the quiet rules, the ones that shaped how I showed up, the ones that lived in my nervous system. And if you've ever found yourself doing everything right, but still feeling off, this might be why. I didn't know at first what felt so uncomfortable, why rest felt heavy, why receiving help stirred up so much guilt. But as I got quieter, I started to hear it. These weren't just random thoughts. They were old stories, inherited, absorbed, lived. Stories I had never consciously chosen, but ones I was still carrying. And when I finally listened closely, I could hear what they were saying. You're only valuable when you're useful. Rest is indulgent. Help must be earned. They weren't loud, but they were powerful. And they had shaped everything from how I moved through the world to how I spoke to myself to how hard I believed I had to work just to deserve ease. That was the real shift for me. Breast reduction didn't just change how I looked, it changed how I listened to myself. It opened a space inside me that had been crowded for years, crowded with expectations and conditioning and pressure I didn't even realize I was holding. And here's what surprised me. That kind of emotional weight doesn't release all at once. It unravels, one layer at a time, in the quiet, in the stillness, in the absence of performance. And when that unraveling began, I started hearing a deeper truth beneath the old noise. I am allowed to move slowly. I'm allowed to take up space. And I'm allowed to feel good, even if I was taught that comfort was selfish. But saying those things isn't the same as believing them. And believing them isn't the same as living them. So I practiced in how I rested, and how I received, and how I walked into rooms without shrinking, and how I let silence exist without rushing to fill it, and how I let myself be loved without proving anything first, and how I stopped apologizing for needing, and how I let others carry some of the weight. It wasn't instant. It wasn't always graceful, but it was real, and it was mine. And maybe the most tender realization of all, some of the rules I had built my identity around were just survival. They protect me when I need them, but they are never meant to be permanent. That includes the fixer, the overfunctioner, the one who never needs anything. Those parts of me were strong. They were wise in their own way. But I don't need to lead with them anymore. I don't need to fix every problem to feel safe. I don't need to be the strong one in every room. I don't need to earn rest with exhaustion. So now I'm letting them go. Not because they were bad, but because I'm not her anymore. This part of the breast reduction journey isn't always visible. It's not about dress sizes or cup sizes or mirror selfies. It's about the emotional weight you no longer carry. It's the freedom you feel when your nervous system starts to exhale, when you no longer feel responsible for holding the entire world up on your own, when you allow yourself to be supported, truly supported, maybe for the first time. That's what healing has felt like for me. Not a dramatic transformation, but a soft, persistent surrender. A quiet rewriting of everything I thought I had to be. And when that rewriting starts, you begin to wonder what else is possible. What else could feel lighter? What else could be rewritten? What else have I been carrying that was never mine? So, if you're in that quiet middle space, the one between who you were and who you're becoming, I want to say this: that space is sacred. That space is valid. That space is where your new story begins. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be willing to stay in the truth, even when it's tender, even when it's unfamiliar, even when it doesn't look like progress. Because becoming isn't always loud. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it's rest. Sometimes it's the brave, quiet decision to stop trying so hard. Thank you for being here with me in this chapter. And if you're carrying your own transformation story, I'd love to hear it. Go ahead and visit backwardshealth.com and fill out the podcast guest form, or come join the private Facebook group, Off the Rack Breast Reduction Support for Women. It's a soft place to land, connect, and heal. Until next time, be gentle with your heart and kind to your body, and brave enough to question the stories you were never meant to keep.